I would be live in New York at the City Winery doing an on-stage live performance. You guys, please show up. The tickets are on sale now. Check the link in the description box and in the comments below. Good combination. Oh, shit. Oh! Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Call it! What are you counting for? Janabek hit Vegeta, bam, on the black side. That's racist.
There's Charlo, there's Thurman, there's Errol Spence, there's Virgil Ortiz.
Door's number one on that list.
Nah, I'm telling you, there's a list, and they're all pretty number one.
Yes, it is. Ooh! Delgado's on stanky legs. Delgado. Oh! Delgado got dropped. That's a knockdown. Cheesy and easy referee when Stevie. Ralph! The ropes kept them up. This is that bullshit. When Stevie. Y'all got to go back to ref school, dog. This is getting wild. You got Steve Willis missing knockdowns. Still Stevie. Oh, man. What a night. What a night. Oh, my God. What a fantastic night or day of boxing yesterday, huh? I mean, just fantastic. So much to talk about. More stuff to forget. I'll probably forget half the stuff I'm talking about. Okay, half the stuff I'm talking about covering. But let's start here. Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, had a back and forth with Oscar De La Hoya. He was offered a purse to fight Zepeda, and he's saying that he was lowballed, okay? And they're going back and forth, a whole bunch of yada, yada, yadas. Oscar De La Hoya is pretty much saying, he's talking all that shit, but look at what happens. The truth comes to light. Shakur Stevenson is like, I was totally lowballed, and he's going to hold out for the fight to go to purse bid with him and Williams and Pettis, because he said, I'm still the champion. I don't really know what to think about this. And I am really caring less and less about the financial side of the game. I just put the fight on. Put the fight on. You know what I'm saying? That's what the boxing revolution is all about. But I'm a little confused because, it was an offer from His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Turki Al-Sheikh is known for really paying fighters more than what they're worth. Here's a segment from Ryan Garcia when he was talking about how fighters get paid and you can no longer say that you're being lowballed or price yourself out.
He's making sure that we fight, me and Devin. If you have an excuses, it's not about money.
It's not about money anymore.
And he's exposing people because it ain't about money when it comes to...
So that's what Ryan Garcia said, but Ryan Garcia sounds like a happy camper. And, a lot of these fighters, Bacoli, 1 day notice, and everybody's fighting on the same card. They're obviously getting paid, and that's the big thing. That's not like a secret. Turki Al-Sheikh pays the fighters extremely well. So you have that thing. But then you have Shakur Stevenson saying that he was lowballed. And it looks like he's shocked and he feels disrespected. Now, I'm hearing through the grapevine that they offered him less money than he was paid against Padley. And they're saying that it was less than $500,000. That's all over X right now, so you can check it yourself. But if that's the case, I can understand why Shakur Stevenson feels disrespect because, his last fight against Padley, that was on the fight card of the century, which did very well. And from my understanding, but it was definitely, I don't care how it did. It was a fantastic card. And I had a lot of fun watching it. How about that? Shakur Stevenson had his first knockout in a while. He dropped Padley a bunch of times, and then he knocked him out. He stopped him. And he even jumped on the ropes you would think that his stock would improve after something like that. But if this is the case, that he was actually offered less money for this fight against Williams Zepeda, which is a totally higher risk, and Zepeda had a fight of the year type of fight with Tevin Farmer in his last fight, last week? It would blow my mind that he would be lowballed for a fight like that. And if that's the case, then if I was him, I would feel disrespected. But I'm not sure if that's the case. Maybe, and I don't know how much Shakur values himself. He probably, more than likely, he values himself a ton, I would think, and as he should. But, you know, so you can't tell somebody what they should think that they're worth. At the same time, you know, I mean, you do want to put the fight on. Put the fight on. So it looks like he's not ducking anybody that he wants to fight. Listen, man, honestly, let's move on, because I don't know. I don't know who to believe. I don't know what to really say about it. Are they going to fight or not? Let me know when they're fighting, but I just had to cover it because one of you guys from the War Room mentioned it during my live commentary last night. Now let's move on to stuff that I'm really more excited about. Put the fight on. Put the fight on. A ton of great fights. Before I talk about Tszyu, he's back. No longer Tszyu, he's Tszyu again. We'll talk about that. First, we got to go through a few things. Abdullah Mason looking like a perfect fighter. Abdullah Mason, what else can you say? The guy fought a fantastic fight against Carlos, and he made him take a knee a bunch of times and really made Carlos quit, in my opinion. He kind of did what Cuevas did against Brian Norman Jr., acting like he's really wanted to go, like he was about that shit, like he was going to stand on business, but really he was blinking and trying to find a way out. Abdullah Mason boxed, slugged, was slick, fast, explosive, had endurance, stamina. I mean, he just had all the goods. A good chin. I mean, he was taking risks. All the things you want out of a fighter, Abdullah Mason he demonstrated, and he does it time and time again. Another fighter who does that to me is Tszyu Carrington, along with Kermel Moton. I think, though, we're looking at, if they keep doing this, we're looking at all-time great fighters there. And what I don't want is, and I see it coming, with those guys, I think people are going to do what they did with the likes of Gervonta Davis, Terrence Bud Crawford, you know, just fanboying and picking their side. And I'm not looking forward to that. I think the Gervonta Tank Davis fanboys are going to latch onto Kermel Moton, and the Bud buddies probably will latch on Abdullah Mason, and then we're going to go through that same stupid, silly, I'm team this, team that shit. But as of right now, I just love what we have ahead of us with great talents like those guys. Jenna Beck, what the hell? His knockout against Vegeta, that's what we call him, because how he entered the ring, what he was wearing, the costume he was wearing. Jenna Beck looked like a perfect fighter as well. Punching power, of course. But he had a Philly shell that was one of the best I've seen today. Okay, it looked like that against Vegeta. How about that? He had a James Toney, but he was rough and slick at the same time, and placing his punches well like a Bernard Hopkins. Like, the guy was putting a lot together, and Jenna Beck whipped Vegeta's ass. So shout out to Jenna Beck, did a fantastic job. The robbery. It is. All right, I think Elvis Rodriguez was robbed against Delgado. I do. I mean, he was definitely robbed of the knockdown, and the fight was a majority decision for Delgado. All right, and listen, this is just my opinion, but that was a knockdown. And just like Gervonta versus Lamont Roach, the fight was extremely close. It was considered a draw in that fight. And if the knockdown was properly ruled a knockdown, then it would have went Lamont Roach's way. At least if there was a point deduction for Calvin Ford stepping on an apron and wiping Tank's face, that would be a point deduction. There should have been about 3 point deductions, because also Tank turned his back and walked away. So Lamont Roach was robbed of those point deductions, making the fight an official draw. And I think Elvis Rodriguez, again, the referee went Stevie. Still Stevie. And I think Rodriguez dropped Delgado, and it was a close fight. And if it was scored 10-8 like it should have been, that would have been Elvis Rodriguez's fight. And the 12th round definitely would have went differently, but Rodriguez probably would have caught Delgado, could have dropped him again off of just being thirsty to win. I think it was a robbery. All right, let's move on to TKV versus Adeleye. TKV was winning the fight. Jamie was winning the fight. Okay, fine. But there was some controversy there because of the knockdown that started the whole thing. where Adeleye caught Jamie TKV on the break, and he dropped him. And his corner also felt that the fight was stopped too soon.
Looking at his corner. The count's at 5. The eyes are in orbit. The legs are not there. The fight's going to be stopped here, I think. Can he go on?
I agree with the ref, and I agree with Adeleye, and I don't think there was controversy here. Number one, protect yourself at all times. And the ref did a shitty job at breaking him. He was like breaking, he slapped a hand, and Adeleye didn't know who hand he slapped. Right? He didn't slap his, he slapped Jamie's. He was just like, break. I mean, Adeleye can't feel that. When they separated, he caught him. That's why it's protect yourself at all times. There wasn't nothing illegal about that hook, all right? And I know you want to bring up Ortiz and Mayweather. We can bring that up, but forget about that. We could just bring up earlier that fight, and I got the footage here.
He's dropping it to the body. You get a little reaction with the hands dropping, then you can look at that.
Where Jamie TKV did the same thing to Adeleye. They were breaking, and Jamie caught him with a strike. I mean, protect yourself at all times. I remember calling the fight last night and being like, yeah, of course, hitting on the break, absolutely. Especially when the referee was not in there breaking up the fighters. But with that said, so the knockdown was fine. On top of that, stopping the fight, well, hell, twice. This was the second time. The first knockdown, the referee is trying to get to Jamie. Jamie is looking at his corner with his back turned to the ref. Right? And you do that because the ref wants to see your eyes. So if you acting like you're talking to the corner, if you're acting like you're talking to the corner and you got your back turned, the referee can't see your eyes and you're trying to get yourself together. It's a trick. And then the ref let him go the first time. The second time he didn't let him go, that was it, bro. Your eyes are dancing around your head and you're trying to hide them by turning your back on me and I'm telling you, come to me, and you're walking away. That he waved it off. That was proper. All right. So I think Adeleye properly knocked out Jamie TKV with no controversy. And though I think Jamie was actually schooling Adeleye, but that's not how the fight ended. The fight ended in a proper stoppage. I like what Jamie was doing more so than what Adeleye was doing. I want to see Jamie again, of course. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight again because I think Adeleye would be more prepared the second time. And they said it that they'll probably meet each other further down the road. Now, what else we have? There were some great fights on DAZN, and I'll be showing you guys the highlights of all those fights. The one fight I want to talk about, which may have been the fight of the night, Rafferty versus O'Regan. That was ridiculously dope. And though O'Regan to me was the strength, he had the ugliest style I've ever seen, all right? But he was quick and swift at the same time. Rafferty style was just something you can bank on more, and Rafferty ended up doing the same thing, hitting on a break. And protect yourself at all times, O'Regan, and dropped him, and that was the beginning of the end. Rafferty and that fight was the fight of the night to me. It was fantastic, and I was like, oh, wait a second, wait, lies. That may have been the fight of the night, but the fight I can't show was a guy I called Tuco versus Gash. I don't know these guys from Australia. That slugfest was amazing. Y'all can kiss my ass. They were at the perfect range, dropping bombs on each other. That was I had a ball. It was like a tough man contest. It was with the PPC on Prime Video, Amazon Prime. That shit was crazy. All right, that was crazy. I really like that fight with Rafferty and O'Regan as well. We could talk about the juggernaut, Joe Joyce versus Herkovich. Poor fight. Poor fight. But the juggernaut did show that he still had a juggernaut chin because Herkovich was catching him with the right hand time and time again, and juggernaut was walking through it. And it was fun. It was funny. It was funny. Listen, I found joy in it. I was cracking up the whole time I was calling it. But it wasn't. Like people, the war room was like, get this fight the hell out of here. Okay, so I get it. Though I was cracking up, I do know. Personally, I was having a ball, but it wasn't a high quality fight. Now, I think I spoke about all the fights because I want to talk about Tszyu being back. If I missed anything, please let me know. I believe I may have though. either way, we do have the highlights, and we're going to enter the Zone War Room right after this for the Zone. But Tszyu being back, I think Tszyu put on a masterclass against Joey Spencer. And there was a lot of people in the War Room who didn't think so. I thought he did. I thought he showed a great jab. I thought he showed fantastic defense. I did. He kept his right hand up. He was very careful. He was very patient. He laid out a game plan. His delivery system was great. I mean, with the way he kind of moved his head and how he kept his distance and how patient he was, to the point where Australian fan base was actually booing because he was so economical. And I knew that was going to work out for him. I thought Joey Spencer should have done more. I thought he should have tried to test out Tszyu's chin more, but he failed to do that because Tszyu can still swat. Tszyu started stringing together punches that was just, I mean, he had Joey Spencer's face looking like hamburger meat. Like, he busted his face up. So I'm like, Tszyu is absolutely back. And I want to dive into this a little bit because people feel like, no, he's not back. If you look at Tszyu and what happened last year, he lost to Fundora, okay? And he also lost to Murtazaliev. And he got his ass whipped by Murtazaliev. And now look at what he's doing. One, he's back because he has to get spiritually, mentally back. And he looks happy, right? So what I mean is he had to win this fight to be back, right? So he had to win. After winning, I think he's back. Spiritually, he's back. Right, all the doubts that he had in his head are gone. That confidence has to come back. That fighting confidence has to come back, and I think it's there, especially when he fought a smart fight, which he didn't do against Murtazaliev. And Tszyu has a reason for that. Tszyu is saying, "Listen, dude, that rehydration clause IBF shit killed me."
But I wouldn't do rehydration. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Tim. The IBF. I mean, how good was that? Not having to go through that. Because that's a big factor people don't realise. To go in there again and weigh in again on the day is a big thing.
Yeah. And my last one, I woke up and my stomach was sucked in. I felt like I didn't feel myself. It was two completely different people in there. I was a walking zombie on the last one.
Yeah, that's right. I really thought
and the first punch I got hit with, it was game over.
Which I didn't hear him say before. So it's not like he's making a ton of excuses. He was said before. He is saying the real, all right? That really, I'm not doing that ever again, all right? And that could have contributed to how he just went slugging to knock out Murtazaliev. The reason why I say that is because I'm thinking about, I can recall Ryan Garcia doing the same thing with Gervonta Tank Davis. He just come out swinging. He wasn't Ryan and waiting and trying to, he came out swinging because he knew, look, man, I'm dehydrated. I can't go 12. I'm going to try to rush out and just knock him out if I can. He just didn't have the poise and keeps getting hit in the body. So he felt, let me just open up and start swinging and just open up a can, and it didn't work for him. Gervonta is just too slick, too good, too accurate, too fast, he's just really too good for that kind of shit. You got to be smarter with Tank, and Tank took advantage of it. And not dropped him, countered him, hit him with the body, stopped him. You got to be smarter than that. Gervonta is just way too good. But with that said, I could understand listening to Tszyu and what he said about being dehydrated, how he approached his fight against Murtazaliev and why it looked like that. His fight against Fundora, he was giving Fundora a boxing lesson. I love Fundora, but he was giving the Towering Inferno a boxing lesson. He was whooping his ass. It's just that damn sharp ass elbow. Remember Nemesis Enforcer from G.I. Joe the movie, and his elbows come out like, yeah, that was the Towering Inferno. He caught him with one of those, bleeding. He didn't take a knee though. There was blood in his eye for damn sure. He didn't take a knee. But blood everywhere, and that was the beginning of the end for Tszyu. So that's different. Like, that was different because Tszyu was winning the fight. He probably would have stopped Fundora. He busted Fundora's nose, and he would have beaten him. He was a better fighter than Fundora. Murtazaliev is the one-off. So you can't look at those two. This is the point I'm trying to make. You can't look at those two fights and be like, yeah, he's done. It doesn't make sense to me. It's Murtazaliev, and there's a reason why. I knew why he got his ass whipped, because he wasn't smart. He just went swinging. But there's a reason why he went swinging. And now I get it. All right? Not to say that he'll beat Murtazaliev next time. Hell, who knows what'll happen next time. I'm just saying why it looked like that. And I think he's back. He's definitely back. He had to brush his shoulders off a little bit. Now, his management, his team is saying that he'll be back in July already. Put the fight on.
Yeah, well, look, we've got a date set in. We've got July there. see how Timmy's pulled up, see what Thurman wants to do. We've also got Sebastian Fundora. That rematch is still there. That's one I think we'd all love to see as well too. So I think it's just it was really good today to see Timmy Tszyu back.
That's why he's him Tszyu. He already has a date in July. The guy is totally back. He's just if you're a boxing fan, if you're a fight fan, that's the type of guy you like, right? Abdullah Mason too, fighting 1 million times a year. You know, you're just one of those guys. And him Tszyu, he put his list out there.
There's Charlo, there's Thurman, there's Errol Spence, there's Virgil Ortiz.
Fundor's #1 on that list.
No, I'm telling you, there's a list, and they're all pretty #1.
Look at his list of fighters. Bruh. I mean, to mention Errol Spence to me is diabolical. I think Errol Spence isn't coming back. But if he does, Errol Spence, you need to tune up big time. But yeah, he has a list of fighters, and he has no one man above the crew. Okay, so damn, Keith Thurman and Fundora rematch, and Murtazaliev and Errol Spence and Virgil Ortiz. That is amazing, right? I would love a fight against any other. Well, not Errol. I do want Errol to get a tune-up. But 4 out of 5, I would love. Well, honestly, if Errol said I'm back and I'm fighting him Tszyu, I'd be like, but I would be excited. Not to lie. I'd be like, this is crazy. I'll put all my chips on him Tszyu, though. Because that's just, that's silly. Okay. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. But, yeah, a fantastic night of fights. I want to know what you guys think about Shakur Stevenson. Do you think he priced himself out, or do you... shit, man. I don't think I care. You know, put the fight on, and if you don't. Shit. We in the zone, war room.
We in the zone, war room.
What you expect from you both? You obey me instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Best luck to you both. Touch gloves.
Yeah, just need to take that extra step now, Murphy. Look, he's still fighting his fight, but I'd like to see him just press Majid's back as he was in the first few rounds. Lovely exchange between the pair there as they go targeting head and body. Phone box stuff in centre ring. Majid and Murphy. Better from Majid here.
I mean, it's Murphy doing more of the work, but it's Majid with the standout stuff.
A grueling 9 rounds so far with just 1 to go. How close is it on the judges' cards?
Below there, right left it, Majid.
Inside the last is a cut. 15 seconds a cut for Alex Murphy. It's too late, it doesn't matter. They're going to get an ovation here, maybe a standing one. The two of them have thrown leather from the opening bell. Well done, Khalil Majid and Alex Murphy. And there's the respect we love.
All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Khalil, the real deal, Majid.
Okay, fellas, if I call break, I expect you to step back. Don't deliberately throw punches around the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves.
And by the way, as an amateur, he was never a KO artist either. Let's not forget that.
No, he wasn't.
A good boxer.
Very good boxer. To win the Commonwealths in 2022 and the Europeans a couple of years ago. Shame about Paris, but he's put that behind him.
Break, step back. 10 seconds.
And he's about to go the distance as a professional for the first time. No big knockout to impress Frank Warren, but he does get a good workout there against Milos Veletic.
And successful tonight in his professional boxing debut, Delicious Uri!
Fellas, you both know the rules. Just keep it clean. Nothing low. Watch your heads. And when I say break, take a step back. Most importantly, defend yourself at all times. Best of luck, lads.
Really good work. And then again, just a little turn. It wasn't a massive spin, but just enough to turn on Rafferty.
I really like watching O'Regan. He's a lovely technical boxer. with good movement and that southpaw style, but a right hand from Rafferty, a reminder. And he's got power, 16 knockouts, so it's just such a long way, isn't it, the championship rounds, and O'Regan stepping up in weight and in level.
Well, look, he's done 8 rounds once. I've said this a couple of times. Not even done a 10-rounder, and look, you prepare, you do a...
Oh, he's down O'Regan. Down he goes, heavy fall, and O'Regan is going to do well to get up from this. He's gone. There's the power of Jack Rafferty. The bell's going to come any second. And Darren Sargentson having a really good look. He allows it to go on. Rafferty. Oh, left hand after the bell, and he's all over the place here. Legs have gone of Corey O'Regan. He took one he didn't need after the bell, but he was down heavily, and there's been problems in that red corner. Is a minute enough to recover from that?
And I mean, the pressure was really putting the dent in O'Regan anyway, but this now, when you're hurt, and it's relentless now.
It's these clubbing shots, these hooks, still O'Regan trying to get his feet going and his hands moving. Hats off to the team. The fitness of Corey O'Regan to get through this. Almost goes down again. It's a bit of a loss of balance as well. And you're right, Barry, he really is with the combinations, but he felt that body shot there. Corey O'Regan. And here comes Rafferty again with another onslaught. And the towel's got in. Brave corner, correct corner. That was it. Corey O'Regan was so gritty. But Jack Rafferty, too strong, too relentless.
Okay, gentlemen. You've had your instructions in the changing room. You know what I expect. Keep it clean. No punching on the back of the head. No punching in the kidneys. Okay? No hitting and holding. Keep it tidy. Touch gloves, come out boxing on the bell.
TK being is making him... Yeah, I'm not too sure what it was that he was... Oh,
what a punch from David Adeleye. And there is the power. Can he get up from that? TKB looks at his corner. Can he fight on?
Legs are gone.
He doesn't really know where he is here. TKB, he's getting a little bit of extra time, but David Adeleye could be on the verge of the brutal knockout. He promised. It's all Adeleye now. Left hand, TKB down for the second time. And he's again looking at his corner. The count's at 5. The eyes are in orbit. The legs are not there. The fight's going to be stopped here, I think. Can he go on? No. David Adeleye becomes the British heavyweight champion. And after being outboxed, the boys called it. The power he has can be detonated. And a rise, he's a British champion.
Okay, guys, spoke to you both in the dressing room. We both know what I expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both of you watch your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves.
There's a right hand of Hrgovic and the left hook. Works well. There's the combinations that made him so dangerous when he turned over and eased his way through preliminary opposition. Filip Hrgovic, can he wind back the clock here?
Oh, that was brilliant when he puts his foot on the gas and lets the shots go. Really good to watch. It started with a lovely left screw shot and he finished with the right hand. Then he went through. He went again.
And again, he hasn't got loads of speed, Hrgovic, but the rhythm in the way he throws is nice, smooth, and that's where he gets the accuracy in the shots.
Just needs to bring his feet in there, just leaning back on the shots, Joyce. That's where Hrgovic needs to just double up the shot, the attack. So unorthodox at times, Joe Joyce. The way he really leans back, he's on the back foot, just takes another right hand though. And again,
good work from Hrgovic in this, the 4th round. And the unpredictable but tasty action continues because we don't know who's going to win. Fabulous. Who is up on the cards? Or will it go the distance? From Hrgovic. This is where Joyce went down against Chisora. And Filip Hrgovic is putting good punches together.
He must be thinking, what am I going to do to stop this guy? Just detonating bombs all over him.
Both men tired inside the last minute of the 10th round. And what's been a heavyweight slugfest. Remember the cut to Hrgović so early on, and that hasn't been a problem. He's got through that. He's had a second win. Joe Joyce coming on strong here now in the last 35 seconds. He needs a big finish, Joe Joyce, and Hrgović finds a right hand. Oh, and another one.
Lovely shot. He's just got to punch long now, Hrgović, can continue. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
Joe Joyce had the middle rounds, and maybe he had the fight at his mercy, but Hrgović has come back, and has he regained something in his career? Both men are going to hear the final bell. Well, it was teeth tough and a real battle.
We go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Steve Gray scores it 97-93. Judge John Latham scores it 96-95. And Judge Ron Kearney scores it 98-92. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And now the WBO International Heavyweight Champion, Philip El Animal Hrgović.
Philip Hrgović gets the big win to revive his career on all three cards. One was very wide